Aries rules selling, as each sign rules over something in this world. And one of the things Aries rules is selling. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the exact placements that would 100% connect to the Aries and selling and be completely successful when they step into it. But I'm going to break this down very, very quickly. Fearlessness. The reason why fearless to sell anything, and I'm talking about business to business. I'm talking about business to client. I'm talking about client to client selling. Just selling face to face. You have to be fearless to do this, because rejection is coming. So you cannot hold on to something that you're scared of. You have to go into the fear. And this Aries is connected to fear. Aries is about fearlessness. They are very fearlessness people. And they're also very action orientated. And the reason why Aries and selling and action orientated is a must, and it's a great trait that aligns with the best sellers. They are action orientated because you have to make moves. You have to be obtaining this person, that person, gaining clients, talking to people, meeting people, having little meetings with people, 15, 20, 1 hour, half an hour. You're going to have to be doing all of this thing. You're going to have to build a client base, okay, or build an audience. So you have to be action orientated when you do this, and you have to be direct when you're selling, because you're not going to, if you're not action orientated, you're not going to get any clients to sell. And you have to be direct because people trust people who are direct. There's no point beating around the bush. There's no point trying to sugarcoat things for when you're trying to sell something. Give the person what they need or don't. Tell them this is the good product or find them a product that's good for them. Direct, no messing about. And like one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing is self-awareness. Like for me, self-awareness is the best attribute that's connected with Aries and selling. And you have to remember one thing, yeah, you're selling yourself all the time, okay? You are always selling in one way or another. So anybody can incorporate these traits when they need to utilize it. But self-awareness, what is self-awareness? It's your ability to understand not only what you like, what you dislike, what you're about. It's also to be aware of self in the moment. Okay? Be aware of how you're communicating, what you're doing, why you're doing it, how that person's receiving you, instead of you just thinking, I'm going to tell them this and they're going to like it. Like be aware of self and how you're being represented. And this is the key aspect to selling and Aries' best trait, to be honest with you. So thinking quick. Again, Aries rules the head. So Aries has to think quick. You have to use your mind and think. Yeah, not emotional. You can't be emotional when you're trying to sell something. Emotions is you can connect to others' emotions. Don't get me wrong, but you can't be the person who's emotional in a sell. It doesn't work. And Aries, everybody has emotions, but Aries is one of those that do control their emotions, and because they're Aries rules their head, so they think, they use logic more so. And then enthusiastic. This is another great trait that Aries just naturally, and even if you look at people who are sun sign Aries, they naturally convince people with pure enthusiasm. And convince is not even the right word. They persuade people with their enthusiasm and how enthusiastic they are. This is what Aries are. Aries are naturally enthusiastic people. So when they talk to people, people want to do what they're doing and want to connect with it. Why? Because it's energy. And Aries and energy, because Mars is about your energy, and your Mars is energy, and Aries rules Mars. So that's why Aries has that energy. And when you connect to a high vibrational energy or somebody who's active and always doing this, that, and the other, which Aries love to do, that energy is going to make you feel great. And also the seller's going to take you on board and be like, wow, yeah, I love that energy. I see he's doing this and that and the other. The respect is there. Do you know what I mean? And it's very important. And confidence. Aries is a very confident placement because the self, it's all about self. And the biggest word of the day when it comes to self is self-confidence. So when you exude the confidence that Aries can do, and that Aries confidence, that self-confidence, Aries, then whoever you're trying to sell to, doesn't matter who it is going to connect and going to respect and going to be at least intrigued by you. just because of that. And this is like the art of selling. We're talking about it's just connecting to Aries to have the true level of artistic tree in selling, for sure. Smart. It comes without saying. You have to think on your feet. You have to think how they're responding. You have to respond in the right way. You have to think about your own response. You have to think about their needs, their desires. You have to be smart enough to be patient. You have to use your smarts, and Aries rules the head. And then courageous, because sometimes you get people pushing back on you. Sometimes you get like rude people or rejection or, like very intense conversation, and you have to be courageous in your conviction when it comes to selling. And Aries is all about courage. Yeah, they're the most courageous sign. Some people think it's Leo, but I'm not saying Leos aren't, because they got a strong heart and they're pride and they're powerful. But Aries are truly courageous. They'll do things even when they're scared. So having those tough conversations sometimes when you're selling can actually go a lot in your favor. Majority of the time, the tough conversations go in your favor when you're selling. So utilizing that courage is key, but you have to obviously use it with smarts and with confidence and with self-awareness and with non-emotions and stuff like that. And the signs that should be connecting to this is the signs that should be in selling to be successful, to be very purposeful, to feel a level of completion, to really connect to your inner peace. I'm going to write these placements down, and your placements here, you should strongly consider getting into roles like this, because you're going to see life turn for you. Sun in Aries, rising Aries. The Sun in Aries, rising Aries. This is people are gonna. If you're rising Aries, you probably are the like most natural type of salesman. Rising Aries, to be honest, rising Aries are the best salesmen by far. But Sun in Aries as well, the happiness will be there. I'm not saying there's a level of completion with Sun in Aries if they did a selling role, but there's a certain level of happiness because you're conquering. Because Aries like the challenge, and Aries like the fight. And then you have Libra Moon. Yeah, that's right. If Libra Moon starts to do this, even though they hate this the most, yeah, Libra Moon hates this stuff. Yeah, selling all this. Libra Moon cannot stand it. If Libra Moon gets involved and fully jumps in to this type of environment, they're going to see their life transform the best out of all these placements. I'm going to write down Libra Moon. If they get into this, they transform the best by far. And I would like any Libra Moon to post about that, because I know this is the truth. And number 4, North Node Aries. This gives you inner peace. Really simple. Inner intrinsic peace. The IC in Aries. Yeah. The IC is in Aries. You're somebody who's naturally gifted at this. You naturally feel comfortable in that environment. Whether you like it, whether you know it or not, or experienced it or not, but you're in that selling environment, you're comfortable. Very comfortable. So you feel at peace at home. MC Aries. This is connected to your purpose. You doing these things as an MC in Aries is connected to your purpose. If you don't do these things, you don't feel fully connected to your purpose. Okay, there's other things as well on top of these things, but this is just pure selling. If you engage in selling as an MC Aries, that's it. And there's another one I was going to do 7, but didn't have space. This placement will have financial success in selling. Financial success. These are the Aries rules of selling. They rule selling, should I say? Yeah, they rule selling. And if you're these placements, you will 100% rule in some way if you connect with selling. Have a great day.